Hello and welcome to the Three Geeks podcast. My name is Jason, joined by Max, Philip, Rondell, Mike, and Dan. Wait a second. It's actually just me and Dan tonight. And a special guest, our buddy from making the Comic-Con rounds, Mr. Domo Batman himself, a good friend of our show. He's got a YouTube channel himself, Arc Matter. Check it out. A lot of fun stuff. You can actually see the link in the, on our channel. Anyway, Dan, how you doing, buddy?
Pretty good.
Any fun stuff this weekend?
I've just been playing Dragon Quest VII. If you like old RPGs, you should play it too.
Nice. I have not been playing very many video games. I did watch part of The Conjuring 2. I'm like one of the few people in the world that did not like the first one, so I didn't really have a whole lot of interest in the second one.
I liked it until like the last 10 minutes, and then it just got ridiculous.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of boring, to be honest, but a lot of people like that series, so good on them. I know we're going to be doing a Frady Geeks pretty soon on the Blair Witch Project, and that's going to be fun to talk about because I did not like that movie. Spoiler alert, I did not like that movie. But yeah, we got some really cool stuff going on. We're not going to do a super long podcast tonight. As you could tell, we are short-handed, but some cool things coming soon. We are actually going to be putting some production value into our show, so it'll no longer look like 6 guys in a basement with handy cams. It's now going to look like 6 guys in a basement with cameras and sound effects, and we can play clips, which makes me really happy because I remember last year we tried to play some interviews from Comic-Con, and all it was just literally people watching us staring while we were watching the clips. So that's pretty fun. Anthony, what you got going on over on your channel, Arc Matter? I can't hear him. Dan, can you hear him?
No, I'm getting no sound at all.
Real quick, Philip, what are you doing? I went to the airport because I'm Philip and I'm 11 years old, and I hate it when they show this picture of me on the podcast, but they continue to show it because I keep missing episodes, and they're going to keep showing it until I show back up. So this picture will be on a milk carton if Philip's not here next week, so be ready for that. It's have you seen this kid? And it's going to be Philip because we miss Philip.
Philip, if you don't want us to show the picture, then just show up to the podcast.
It's out of love,
not that
buddy.
Hard.
We miss you, and he's not going to watch this anyway.
We want to see you here.
We do. We really do. And Max is going to be really upset that I showed this picture, which is slightly more embarrassing for me because if you look at me, I look like a wow. But, Max, look how happy he is. He just got done after a 12-hour day with the Flag Corps. Yes, Max was in the Worthington Kilbourne Flag Corps. Good times. Ask him about it sometime. So you do, Max, for all the comments you made about me last week. I didn't forget. I watched the show. But, Anthony, you got your sound on?
Were there comments about you last week?
Yeah. Max said something about me throwing up or something. I can't remember. It was such a long time ago. But Audible still wants to sponsor us, so I should probably go into that for a second. As much as we keep trying to get Audible to drop us as a sponsor, they still are going for it. So go to audibletrial.com/3geeks for all of your audiobook needs. See, for somebody like me who doesn't have a lot of time to actually pick up a book and read, well, because I'm kind of lazy and I'd rather just watch TV, I have Audible, and I can listen to Steven Weber read Stephen King's It to me. You can listen to George Takei and Leonard Nimoy read Star Trek books to you. You can listen to racist James Bond novels. It's all there at audible.com. So definitely check out Audible and let them know 3 Geeks sent you. What's that, Dan?
That wasn't me. Was that Domo Batman?
We got
Whoa.
Domo Batman. How are things going over on
Yeah.
your side of things, man?
Apparently, I don't know nothing. I don't know how to turn my microphone on, I guess. I need my kids. I don't know. I should be able to handle this. Well, like I was saying, I just my video was unboxing some Funko mini mysteries, some horror ones, Series 3, and then I showed my Cthulhu. That I picked up was Cthulhu. Yep. Yeah. And talked a little bit about the Cincinnati Con, and talked about hopefully that. Yes, there he is. Cool, Dan.
Yeah.
Yes. Is that the glow in the dark one?
I don't think it is. It's the regular one.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah,
I might actually have to test that out though.
Then I said something about I watched The Shallows with Blake Lively.
How was that?
Actually, I hate to say it, but it was good.
I've heard it's good. It seems to be a mild
I was rooting.
consensus.
My kids were mad at me because I was rooting for the shark.
Yeah, that's fun to
You
do.
should always root for the shark. I mean, there's no.
And I was wanting Deadpool to show up to save his woman.
Deadpool should show up in everything. What a great film. I want to watch that movie again. So me and my wife were watching it, and our kids really wanted to watch it. We're like, okay, you can watch it. Let me finish the story before everybody calls me a bad parent. I'm like, you can watch this movie, but you have to leave the room every time we tell you to. So we'd be like, all right, you can come in. They'd come in for maybe 1.5 seconds. We're like, all right, you got to leave the room again. And then they'd come in again and then had to leave. Like, I think they saw maybe a minute of the whole hour and a half. They just kept walking in and out of frame. But that's pretty funny. But we got some news stories. What's that?
I'm mostly a bad parent too. I gave up on that.
I saw Sausage Party, and I can't. Have you either one of you guys seen that?
No,
I haven't.
Wow, there are scenes in this film that I'm somebody, I like shock humor a lot, and I find it really funny. And there are things in this movie I never thought that I would need to see or thought that I would want to see. And after seeing this movie, I'm glad that I've seen them. I highly recommend it. If you don't get offended easily and you're a fan of Seth Rogen, definitely check it out to anybody that's watching. But yeah, news stories. So I finally want to watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. They released a teaser with Ghost Rider, and I think it looks pretty cool. So much so that I have it DVR'd, and I'm just going to jump into, I think we're at season 5 now. I think I'm just going to start with season 5 and go and see if I can get into it. And if I can, maybe I'll backtrack a little bit. But that's one thing. That's the one miss in Marvel's, arsenal. Marvel has hit it out of the park with every movie except for maybe Iron Man 2 and maybe a few others that aren't so great, but they're still, decent. You can still watch them. Their Netflix series, Daredevil, Jessica Jones, has been fantastic. Some of the best television ever. And just Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. just hasn't clicked. Even Agent Carter, I thought, was enjoyable, but for some reason this show I could just not get into, even with the Joss Whedon backing and all of that other stuff. But they finally have a pool that makes me kind of want to jump in and see if maybe they're gonna get back on track. Dan, your thoughts?
Yeah, even Ghost Rider doesn't make me want to watch S.H.I.E.L.D. It's not that like I hate it, like I hate Gotham. I just don't like it because it was so bland. I mean, you've got these like superheroes running around New York, and it's like we're just kind of the cleanup crew. We just wander around, and I don't know. And after Ghost Rider with Nicolas Cage, I don't want to see more Ghost Rider. Yeah.
Oh my God, that Ghost Rider with Nicolas Cage. Let's talk about that horrendous film. Anybody?
Second one or the first one?
I think you just covered it with that horrendous film. I mean, that's.
Whoa, I'm Nicolas Cage. He's won an Academy Award. Like, the guy should try again. I like Nicolas Cage.
Actually, I think his career is better now that he has to take any job. like we wouldn't have such great films as the Wicker Man, or what else? For some reason, my brain just like skipped.
Gone in 60 Seconds. That's a quality flick.
Yeah, I like Gone in 60 Seconds.
Watch the original. It's much more fun.
I do like Gone in 60 Seconds a lot, actually. It's got a lot of people in it I like, too. I like Scott Conn and stuff. But Nicolas Cage definitely wasn't the highlight. But your thoughts?
On Ghost Rider?
Yeah, Ghost Rider, the movie, the Agents.
Oh, the show. I
Shield.
seen where they
whatever.
it's
fine.
I seen they changed the promo to where it now says Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Ghost Rider. That there's a different promo for it now than there was earlier in the week. Where he comes flying.
Watch.
Yeah, because I went from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Ghost Rider.
Agents of Ghost
that was
Rider.
a big. Yeah, Agents of Ghost Rider. I like the car. Yeah. This is the other Ghost Rider too, isn't it?
Yeah,
this isn't. This is the one that drove the car, and I can never remember his name. So, I'm partial to the original Ghost Rider, Spirit of Vengeance stuff. So, I'm just excited to see him wreak vengeance. What his soul reaping and stuff is going to be.
Yeah, if this season of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. fails, they're going to throw some more money at Robert Downey Jr., who seems to be really... I respect Robert Downey Jr. because he is Tony Stark. Unlike, a lot of other actors that have tried to distance themselves, he keeps coming back. So if this season of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. fails, they're just going to bring dump trucks of money to Robert Downey Jr.'s house, and they're going to call it Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Downey Jr. And then see.
Yeah, I would. Something weird's going to happen, I think. I have to drown.
The thing that always drove me crazy about that show is they would oh my God, Thor was just here. You just missed him, and he just did all this horrible stuff.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Tony Stark just left. Now we have to clean up this mess. It's like, come on, guys, this sucks. We don't want to see that. We saw that in the Avengers film. We know. We don't need to see you guys cleaning up the mess.
What they needed to do. Oh, go ahead, man.
Dan.
Okay.
Lady Sif came in.
They need to follow Once Upon a Time, where when the ratings go down, they just keep throwing more and more characters into the mix. That's what Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. needs to do. Just take a bunch of the smaller characters and just keep chucking them in there until people watch.
Oh man, I used to. That didn't help me. Show too.
That didn't help me though.
I liked the first season of that show a whole lot.
I bailed.
Yeah,
I mean,
competitive.
I'm not saying that it's a great show, but it gets people to watch because it's like they used to say about Howard Stern. You want to see what crazy shit they'll do next.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, Once Upon a Time had me, man. That first season was awesome. Some of the best television. And then...
Yeah, I agree.
What should have been the season finale, they stretched out in season 2 for 13 episodes. We got them wrapping up everything from the first film. And it just was too much. I bailed. I
hate it for the major cast of the show. So...
Yeah.
The kid's super whiny and really annoying. His mom is just dumb.
Which mom?
The blonde.
Oh, the one from House.
The evil queen is cool when she's in flashbacks, but as the mayor, she loses all the coolness. I just kind of root for the bad guys. I don't.
Are you talking about Fast Times at Ridgemont High?
Yeah, sure. It might as well be.
You work on the cool side of them all.
Well, when J.J. Abrams stepped up to direct episode 7 of Star Trek, everybody was kind of speculating that Michael Giacchino would eventually be brought in to kind of replace John Williams as the composer for Star Wars, just because Giacchino has gone hand in hand with Abrams pretty much through most of his career. Well, Giacchino is not coming back for episode 8. Williams is, but Giacchino is being brought in to score the reshoots of the Rogue One film. And I'm not surprised that this is happening. I'm a big Michael Giacchino fan. I love the score he did with Lost. I thought he did such a great job with that. And some of his other film work I have enjoyed quite a bit. But are you guys familiar with Giacchino at all, Dan?
Yeah, I watched Lost. It was all right. if the other dudes whose name I already forgot, if his music was in the trailer for Rogue One, I really wanted to hear that score, and now they've got the guy from Lost doing it. So I'm on the other side of the spectrum.
Yeah, he's just doing the reshoots. The other guy's music, I think, is still intact for this film.
All right, cool. Then it's fine.
Mr. Domo Batman?
Yo, I am not familiar with him that well. Sorry. I was kind of on the fence with Lost, but I mean, you're right. The score was nice for the show, so I'm not gonna.
Now, if they brought the writers from Lost in to do like Star Wars, that'd be kind of fun.
They are. Isn't some of them Lost people? They were in the. J.J. Abrams been sneaking some people in, hasn't he?
Yeah, he had a few.
Yeah.
I want more polar bears.
So do I.
Bring that warp drive thing or whatever. We never got to see what happened to that thing.
They just have flying islands going everywhere.
Yeah, well, that warp drive thing turned the keys and it was supposed to transport or whatever.
They had a pirate ship wheel. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. I was getting so excited when all that was going on. Is like, then it was like, it was just went all over the place. I was like, help.
Did Giacomo do the new Star Trek films? Dan, do you know?
I have no idea.
Because J.J. Abrams seems to be trying to blur the line between Star Trek and Star Wars, because he had Greg Grunberg in both films playing almost a very similar character in both films, the Beyond and Star Wars Episode 7. Sorry, a little tidbit.
Well, see, you could melt them together, and then you could slowly add Doctor Who.
Yeah.
There you go. And I got one more story that we're going to discuss tonight, and then that's pretty much going to be it for us. But you guys' thoughts on the new Batman tactical suit that they just showed for Justice League? I'm going to go to Dan first, and I'm going to pull up the photo here now. So, Dan, your thoughts?
Yeah, it's like Daredevil beat up Batman and stole his suit and cut out the eyes, and covered him up because he doesn't need that. It looks okay. I mean, I've only seen like a shot from like the shoulder and the mask. It does show off the butt chin a little bit, but I mean, I guess it works. It's a Batman suit.
Anthony?
Yes. Well, I know it said something about he looked a lot like Owlman. But they said that Owlman got his look from Batman, right?
Yeah.
Because Batman was first, then Owlman.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I mean, tactical suits are always kind of cool.
Yeah, the goggles are pretty cool. That's what reminds me of the Watchmen thing the most, is the glasses. But,
It's like one of my favorite scenes from Batman with Val Kilmer, and it was when he had the Sonic suit.
Yeah.
That was like one of my favorite scenes where they played the crazy music and his lenses come down.
Nice.
I was like, man, that's so awesome, and that was it. I mean, that was it. That was it of the suit. I was like, oh, I want to see more of that. I'll blow up the Batmobile a couple more times.
Put the picture back up, JT.
Okay.
You see
See
that beautiful butt chin going on there.
Yeah. You can
You could have made it a little bit longer, maybe. I don't know.
There's no nipples though, so
Yeah, it's probably good. Did he pay for it with the back credit card?
most probably.
Never
leave home about it.
It's hard to get excited about a photo because DC, for me personally, is 0 for 2. I mean, 1 for 3. I thought Man of Steel was really good. Did not like Batman v Superman, and upon rewatching Suicide Squad, did not like the film a lot. I like the characters in that movie, so that was a plus over Batman v Superman. But I just hope that getting excited over this photo, I'm afraid it's going to lead to more disappointment. Even though it looks like they're back on track. The new Justice League trailer looks like that they've, put all the stuff that we were kind of hoping that we were going to see in Batman v Superman. And I thought Wonder Woman looked really good in the trailer. And I'm just really hoping that this turns out to be a quality flick. I really want DC to succeed because I like DC more than Marvel. I love DC comic books more than I like Marvel comic books. Batman, Superman, Green Lantern, all of those characters fascinate me more. I didn't know who Iron Man was until they made the movie. I was a DC comic reader and never really a Marvel reader except for maybe the X-Men. So it hurts every time I watch these movies and they're just not nailing these characters correctly. The best DC movie we've had, in my opinion, in the last 20 years, and I know Dan will agree, even though he probably doesn't like the movie as much as a lot of us do, which is The Dark Knight. That is the best thing that DC has done, and maybe the only great thing that they have done in a long time.
You didn't like Watchmen?
I did like Watchmen. I'm on the camp that did like that movie a whole lot. It's long, but I liked it. I was referring more to the main character.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I understand.
Yeah, I don't think Watchmen really counts because it was Alan Moore and they weren't allowed to be the actual guys.
I love Watchmen. It's actually one of my favorite films, and I remember so many people told me that they didn't like it, and I sat down and watched it. I don't understand the hate, but I read the graphic novel after I watched the movie, and maybe that's what helped. But yeah, I thought Watchmen was excellent. But
Watchmen is kind of like Casino for me. Every time I turn on Watchmen, it's like Casino. I'm like, God dang it, I'm watching it, because I gotta turn it off, and I can't turn it off.
Casino's a good flick.
It's like Robert De Niro type feeling. Yeah, see? Yeah, Casino. I just can't get away from that movie. Certain movies I turn on, I can't get away from it.
But yeah, Man of Steel was great. Batman v Superman, major step back. Suicide Squad, step forward, especially in the characters. It's just the movie didn't make any sense. There's no reason that half those characters were there and half of the characters wouldn't have gone to the end of thing. Just because, okay, I'm gonna rant. Spoiler alert: if you haven't seen Suicide Squad, mute the camera, okay, or mute whatever. But they spent the first half of the movie showing you how hard Will Smith's character was, and then by the end, he's soft and he's gonna go join in battle. And Boomerang, there's no reason that he would have come back. When he left, he should have left. Like the character in the comics and everywhere else never would have gone back for that battle. The Harley Quinn, why would they go after Harley Quinn to fight a witch in the middle of the city? Obviously it worked out because that's how the writers made it happen, but on paper you're not going to look at this woman who's psychotic that has a baseball bat as her weapon to go fight a witch who's got a hole in the sky, which I'm getting tired of the hole in the sky plot lines that's been happening. Okay. Age of Ultron, X-Men Apocalypse, the first Avengers film, Man of Steel, all holes in the sky. Can we get away from the hole in the sky plot line and kind of just move forward from there? Sorry.
That whole thing, holes in the sky, can go on for about 48 movies.
At least they got rid of
a hole in the earth, and you got to do mole people and all that kind of shit.
Mole people.
And then Superman dies, but he already did. Yeah. So it just makes a paradox, and you can't do it, and you go back to hole in the sky.
What a wasted storyline. Let's kill Superman. Batman v Superman. We've already got 87 movies crammed into this one movie. Let's kill Superman too. Let's add that plot line into this film.
That's my rant. That's mine.
The Death of Superman is my favorite comic book of all time.
Isn't Ben Affleck like majorly stomping his feet on this stuff?
Oh, Ben Affleck.
After
Batman Superman, he demanded to be a producer, and now he has more creative control over the universe.
Oh yes.
Yeah, no, he's very upset about how that turned out.
Yeah. And now he's like posting little tidbits and showing pictures of the gyms and sets and like little corners of things.
Yeah, he dissed Snyder in public. He's like, yeah, we're taking this one, doing this one right because we know how it turns out when it's not done the way it should be done, hinting at Batman v Superman. But good for Affleck. Affleck is a good filmmaker, so I hope he gets more control. But I like him as a filmmaker, not as an actor as much as his writing and skills. I agree. Because I loved Argo. I mean, recently done was Gone Girl, where he was the actor and not the director, that I thought was good. Right. But Dan, you got any rants inside of you?
When you're doing Justice League, I just want Superman to come back and not be a fucking angsty teenager anymore. I hate that. It's just you basically turn Superman into Batman. And I've done this rant before, and that's why I'm doing it slow. But
he's like Eeyore.
I don't.
Superman is like the Eeyore of the DC universe.
Yeah.
I'm Superman.
Yes.
Like,
I like that.
Save the
I like
dog.
that
My
analogy.
dad died. Gotta
Come
go
see
a
me.
little further.
I
It's
lost
just,
my tail.
Superman should be bright and happy, because he's friggin' Superman. You can't really do a whole lot to him. I mean, Batman can, but he's got to have this whole plot going on, and Superman should just be up, standing on top of a building, and just pondering the great philosophy of man and apple pie in the USA, and happy.
Yes,
or beating the shit out of mole people.
Superman.
Getting all the cats out of the trees.
Yeah, see, because that's what he does. He's a good guy. He's not some kind of angsty douche.
You're right.
Well, we all know
that.
Henry Cavill can play Eeyore in a live-action Winnie the Pooh. You're watching casting Cavill as Eeyore. But that's all we got for you guys tonight. Next week we will be back as a full roster. I'm not going to let the cat out of the bag, but we are working on some pretty cool stuff coming very, very soon. Maybe I can announce some stuff next week, but we're looking into making this podcast a little bit more official as far as our production quality goes. So stay tuned. Max, Philip, Mike will be here hopefully next week. But I do want to send out a shout out to Mike. Mike started this new show last week where he discusses remaking films, and he had Dan and Max on for the essentially pilot episode where, it's kind of a test run and they discuss remaking Spawn. It is, I listen to Screen Junkies a lot, and I listen to a bunch of stuff off Collider, and I listen to Fat Man on Batman. It is one of the best podcasts I've ever listened to. I'm not just saying that because they're my friends. I think Mike did an excellent job editing this thing together. The discussions are very intriguing. The cast that they come up and the debates they have about who should play who in this remake, it is really, really good. I can't stress it enough. And I know I'm biased because I'm affiliated with Mike McGTV, but I'm telling you right now, go to youtube.com/Mike McGTV and watch them pitch the Spawn reboot because it is fantastic.
I like his channel. I should shout him out sometimes too, but I don't.
I'm just glad that I remember to shout people out. But speaking of shout outs, you shout us out every day, man. We appreciate it. So definitely go over to youtube.com/ArcMatter, ARCMATTER. Check out the stuff he's got going on too, because he's been a good friend since we met him a few years ago at Comic-Con. Good affiliate. So thanks for coming on tonight, filling in for some of the guys. We'll have you back on in a few weeks when we have a full staff again.
That's cool.
And then, Dan, you got anything to plug?
Did we ever finish the Audible commercial?
Yeah, I did the Audible commercial once. Let's do it again because they're still our sponsor. Audible.com/3geeks. That's not right. I said that wrong. Audibletrial.com/3geeks. Apparently, you could talk about anything on here, and Audible is not going to drop you as a sponsor. Max has said some really offensive things during his Audible ads. I'm not going to go into them. And I know Max, we were able to kind of get Max back on Earth, and he stopped doing the cast he was going to do last week. But yeah, Max, a lot of fun stuff happening on 3 Geeks thanks to Max. And Audible, go to audible.com, audibletrial.com/3 Geeks for all of your audiobook needs. What's that, Dan?
It's important to say 180,000 audiobooks.
Books?
Because it's in the script, and we have to say it. They have 180,000 audiobooks for you to check out.
Oh my!
Even Sulu loves it.
Yes, I do.
Oh my! Who wants to come to my house?
I'll read you a book.
Hey, it wasn't because of me everybody canceled out, was it?
No, I don't even think I told them yet. But Mike, you got to come back, buddy, because if you're not, I have to do the impressions, and we all know I suck at impressions. Let's see what
Mike's pretty good at it.
Say. What's that?
I think all three of us tried that and it didn't work.
Oh my!
Tonight's podcast was all right. Come on over. I'll show you my Cadillac. That's right. All right. I'm done. Thanks for everybody for watching the 3 Geeks podcast. Good night. Bye.